Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Superstition by Stevie Wonder. So we got that little funky wah guitar part going on most of the time. There's a lot of variations in it, so we're going to talk about a couple and just how to kind of make your own thing out of it. And we've got a couple cool licks to do too, so let's get right into it. We're going to be half step down here, so make sure you're tuned down a half step so you can play along with the album and this lesson. So we're going to be here at we're going to start with this. So that's just hammer 5 to 7 on the low E, and then play 5, 7. Pick both of them on the A string. Now, when you're hitting a lot of these notes, you just got to release the pressure immediately. That's how you get that really kind of staccato-y, kind of funky feel to it. So I'm letting go of the pressure, but my finger's still on the string, just muting it now. All right, so a couple variations on this riff. One way, so that starts here, the low E string, and then 7, 5, 7 on the A string, and then 5 on the D, and then 5 on the A. And the first times he plays it, he goes 5, 5, and then to the 7 on the low E. So we have this. All right, and then we go up. So that's just 5, 7 on the low E, 5, 7 on the A, then 5 on the D, 5, 7 on the A. So that was one way. All right, sometimes he'll do it like this, where he just, instead of playing the 7 here on the low E string when you're coming down, right here, he'll play the 7 on the A. All right, so the second half of the riff, a lot of the time just kind of stays the same. It's that first one that he's varying a lot. Sometimes he'll do this. So it's just a quick kind of hammer on and pull off between 5 and 7. So what I'm trying to get the point across here is that there's a lot of variations going on that you can just do constant stuff with it. All right, but it's all happening within those 6 notes there. All right, so just kind of take the main licks and then vary them. Obviously, there's the essential parts that you got to keep. And then well, probably want to do stuff like that, but like I said, just kind of make your own thing out of it. But kind of keep the riff, you know, kind of sounding like it does on the record. But he's just constantly doing something different, so you're not going to be able to recreate everything note for note, and he probably wouldn't either when he does it live. All right, then we have the chord section. Sounds like this. They're really kind of dissonant chords when you have a little distortion on it. All right, so that is basically, we're just going to play the 7th fret on the low E string, 7th on the D, the little finger's going to play the 8th fret on the G, and the 7th fret's going to be played on the B string. Now the bottom of your first finger is going to mute that A string. Alright, so now you're going to keep your little finger on the 3rd string as a guide finger, move everything up 1 fret, and then shift these these fingers over. So the little finger is kind of the guide finger, so you didn't kind of lose where you're at. It's 8th fret on the low E and the D, and then the 7th fret on the B. So we have, just move that little finger up there. Back to the previous chord, and then the chord we did here, 2 frets lower. And then the same chord that started it all here at the 5th fret now instead. So we have this. See how my little finger was keeping everything stable there. And then you're going to end it with the 7th fret on the low E, 6 on the A, 7 on the D. Okay, so the third time he plays through those chords, I mean, when you're leaving these chords, he'll do a quick hammer on between 5 and 7 on the A, then go back to the main riff. All right, so, but the third time he plays these chords, he has this cool little lick at the end of it. All right, so that one kind of moves around a little bit, but it's a fun one, so I thought I'd throw it in here. So we have, just coming out of that last chord, instead of going, we jump up here to the 7th fret, do an octave, 7 on there, and then 9 on the D. One after the other. Remember, still kind of cutting off the notes right after you play them. Then you're going to come to the 5th fret on both the D and the A string together, and then the 7th fret on the D and the A. Then you're going to play the 5th fret on the A string. So we have this. Now we have kind of a fast lick. And that's going to be 7 on the A, roll the 5th fret from the D over to the A, then play 7-5 on the D string, end it with a 7 on the low E. Alright, so that just takes you right back into the main rhythm. And you just kind of do that for the rest of the song. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a really cool one. It's really fun to play, obviously. It's just got like a little funky feel to it. But like I said, just keep doing those variations around those 6 notes. And you'll be good to go. Alright, I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.